This is Formula One.
Walking. A dog. Rookies! Yes, thanks to some very good last minute bartering, I was able to secure myself a place in the rookie round on Saturday, the last round of the rookies, as is the last round of everything else, and I was able to join these lovely people over at Imperial B, and as you always meant to say when you go around to someone's house when you're younger, thank you for having me, Imperial. But it wasn't just me who was able to secure a place in the rookies. Our very own Will Goodhue was also able to secure a place. There he is, racing for Team 107, which is Bath D, who had a very, very last minute dropout. And Adrian also decided to take his hand at marshalling. There he is, having a wonderful time, and at some point I did show the middle finger to him, but I couldn't pick it up. So I'm now getting myself geared up for qualifying, and obviously qualifying isn't something that's in the main championship. Personally, I think it should be. But obviously there are different challenges here, so we jump from here and we're into first practice immediately, and this guy in the white helmet who I'm just overtaking, that's actually, if this were a race, that would actually be for the lead. So sort of for a while I was leading in the standings, but anyway, we get going, and unfortunately for me, my qualifying went really, really badly. In fact, my first lap was my fastest lap because I just kept getting, as you're seeing here, just kept getting blocked by yellow flags, crashes, overtakes, all sorts of things. I just could not get a lap in, and I was bitterly disappointed, as you just saw there, so didn't go very well. So as my qualifying session ends, I decided to head over to Christmas, but also think, should I go back over and help my teammates out with their kart? No. Instead I'm going to film these gentlemen having a lovely little battle here. Let's see what happened. Not really sure. And my feet are in the way, because what are they? They're up. That's what they are. I've got a water bottle placed perfectly. That's not dodgy at all. I'm in a camping chair. I'm happy. I've got my Pringles. All is well. And I was also very happy to be joined by Ben and Adam. Did they bring a camping chair? No, they didn't. Unlucky. So as we get into Will's race, you can see here, typical of the rookies. Well, actually, no, it's typical of the BUKC, someone span on the warm-up lap, and now we're going to get going in Will's racing. You see there the white helmet who's up into P2, that is actually Will, so he's done a very good job climbing up from, I think he was starting in 5th, but so now obviously he's in 2nd, a very good start indeed. He looks to overtake, and obviously this is a wonderful sight here, all the karts coming through, it's beautiful. And have there been any incidents? Yes, there's been one. Oh, there are 2 out. And actually, on a note on the start, so I thought they were going to all be massively chaotic, but they just weren't. So that was a bit of a disappointment. But anyway, we see again that Will is stuck behind. He's in 2nd, so he's done a good job. Adrian holding out a yellow flag, as we see, is that Will, and yep, there he goes. They're still in P2 is our Will, and typical once again of the BUKC. Pushcart Johnny and a steward are having to push a car out. We can see here, I think Will has made the jump into P1, so that is a very good result for him indeed if he can stay there. But unfortunately, you can see there the pink helmet of Jessica Alexander closing in. And also on that's 49, that's Imperial B, that's one of my teammates whose names, I'm sorry, I can't remember, please don't hate me, but I gave you £100 so I don't actually have to remember anything. But anyway, as I mentioned earlier, Jessica Alexander closing in on Will, and here she goes, she's going to go down the inside into Christmas, and she makes the move stick, and so now Will has been relegated to P3, and now she's going to have a look up the insult. No, she's not, we're going to go back to Christmas, and nothing's happening, and now what am I doing? So this isn't actually Will, but Will unfortunately did spin at the final corner and finished in the 20s, somewhere thereabouts. And now we're into my race, and having starting in P18, I need to make up some ground if I'm going to have a chance of getting a good result. So we're coming through the first corner. Am I going to keep out of trouble? I am, but they're not. And I've made up a good 5 places there, but white and blue's got past me there. And also a man in red is going to try something down the inside of me. It looks like he's going to make it work. Is he? Am I going to try and fight back? Well, I was going to, but then this man spins and I give him a hell of a whack. But that's actually worked out quite well for me, as I made it past the man in red and white, and now I'm going to have a look at blue and white. But, oh no, red and white is going to come. Is he going to come back on me? Yes, he is. And I'm going to fight him going up into the first of the reverse lesmos, and it looks like I maintain the position. So there we go, and now we're cutting further into the race, and I am racing again. Oh no, red and white has decided to dive bomb me, and there's nothing really I can do about that, so I've just got to fall back into position. Red and white now going down the inside of blue and white, so that's now giving me an opportunity to have a go at blue and white coming into the first corner, although it's very difficult to overtake into there, so I'm going to look for something to go through into Christmas as they run a little bit wide, and I'll lean my head down, which I've started doing now, which seems like a good idea. Blue and white pulls out to the inside to maybe have a look at red and white, but unfortunately I think that was it was a she actually, so she couldn't do anything about it. I'm getting some very good lines through the twisty bit, and now I'm going to have a go into Lady Apron late on the brakes, and there is a bit of bargy, but there's actually quite a lot of bit of argy-bargy, but I get through in the end and come down into Lady Apron again. Oh, and there's a man who looks like he's wearing the things you wear when you're a child and you're in the pool around his arms, so he's got through, and white and blue's got back through me as well, and I wasn't particularly happy about that. And now we're coming back through to Christmas. White and blue's going to have a go on this man in the black and white. Lot of colour and white going along on here, but I've done another nice move on blue and white, and now I'm going to see if I can get anything on black and white coming in there, and we're being barged away, and that is somebody from Warwick. You can tell because they've got their names written on their black and red suits, but I'm able to maintain the place coming into the first of the reverse lesmos, and still got the place coming into the second of the reverse lesmos as we head down towards the boot. Now this is a continuous shot, so I'm sure something's about to happen, and yes, there he goes. I think that man's name is Hobson. Yes, there it is, and that man's had a spin, so now I'm going to try something down the inside of the boot on Hobson, but unfortunately he's done some good defensive driving there, but he has also run it wide, so now I've got an opportunity coming up into the first corner, but there's nothing really going on. And now we're going to try something into Christmas. He has run a bit wide, so I'm lining up the move. Have I got a good slipstream? It looks like I have. He pulls to the inside line, but that is dangerous because I've been quite good at this cutback, and I do that very well. But am I actually going to? Yes, I have. I have got him into that bit, and you would think that I was safe, but you'd be wrong. Hobson comes back and barges me out of the way. And now that's allowed three other people coming through, and there's a yellow flag, so I can't do any overtaking. Thanks, Adrian. Now I come back into the same section of track, and now I'm heading to the outside of the first of the reverse lesmos. I cut back in, and blue and white even makes a mistake, and I'm able to go through on the inside. Now coming into the final bit of the boot, and Hobson I think he was being overtaken, so now I'm in with a chance of getting him back into Christmas. So we come through the first corner, make sure everything goes smoothly. Hobson would appear to have run a bit wide. He's actually run way too wide, and it's on the grass, so I make it past. All good on that front. As you see here, the man, I think that's from Liverpool, overtaking this man who would appear to be a bandit, and now it's my turn to overtake him. But unfortunately there's a yellow going into Lady Apron, so nothing there, as that looks like another man from Liverpool has had a spin. So we're coming up to the reverse lesmos. Is there going to be any opportunity here? No, but I'm going to try and line it up through this section so I can get him into the boot. Going much quicker than there, but give him a bit of a bump, and that gives him the opportunity to get away from me. But now this really annoyed me actually. Yellow flag, he slowed down so much, that was just unnecessary, and that really got on my nerves, and that basically ruined my race from there on. I tried to get down on the inside into the final bit of the boot, but annoyingly he got past, and that was really frustrating for me. Now that's allowed Hobson back through, who I thought was going to be completely out of the running thanks to that off, but no, he's back, but he runs wide again into the first corner. You've got to stop doing that, Hobson, and now I'm able to get down am I going to go down the inside into Christmas? It looks like it. Yes, I have just about got it done, but no, he's going to fight back down the inside. That doesn't often happen there. So now we're going down to Lady Apron. Is he going to do a last ditch move like last time? No, he's not. I've covered him off, so that's all good, and we're still stuck behind the bandit. Adrian waving a yellow flag, but weirdly this guy hasn't slowed down massively, which is again really irritating. Rookies, I guess. Now we're coming back into the boot. Am I going to be able to get him here? It doesn't look like it. He's done quite well on the exit, but now I've got a lot of pace coming on him into the boot, so now I'm going to try the exact same move that I tried last time, but it looks like Oh, it is very close coming out of the boot. He's just been able to hold on. Now Hobson's once again down the inside, coming into turn 2, and this time he hasn't run wide, and no, he's running me wide. And now we're going to come down to Christmas. It could all go horribly wrong here, but I'm hanging on for the moment. Hobson goes for a very aggressive move. This boy needs to calm down a bit, I think, and bashes the rookie, the bandit, out of the way, and I'm going to bash through as well. I'm more respectful, so I give him a wave of sorry. And yeah, so there we go, and now you can see here, black flag 103, that is actually Hobson. He got a massive amount of black flags, I'm sure you've guessed from the footage, and got called up to the steward's room by JV to get a telling off. But now it's my opportunity to get him again into Christmas. I go down the inside, and it's a bit of a late move, I run a bit wide, and now is he going to fight around the outside? No, he's not. Well, I say he's not, he actually did, but it didn't end up going well for him, and that resulted in him, well, you should be able to just see over there's someone pulling a car out of the grass, and that was Hobson, so that's Hobson gone. But now we're being overtaken again by this man in the beautifully multicoloured helmet, and this was the part of the race where it sort of calmed down a bit. I just got overtaken once or twice in this by the University of Leeds here, and as you might be able to see up there in the distance, that is Hobson again. So Hobson lives to fight another day. I think he got black flagged and was just put into my path, and now we're racing each other once again coming out of the boot. I'd just say it wasn't able to get past him there, and so coming down into Christmas, Hobson lining up a move on the inside on that man, and I follow him through and give him a bit of a bump, which is a bit ironic considering he's the one being aggressive. And now he's going to do an overtake on this man in the orange, and yet again gives him another bump, but this time I'm able to go, oh, and there's a yellow flag, and okay, and here we go, blue and white overtook me, and I thought that would be an easy, yes, I'm pointing again, I thought that was going to be an easy black flag for overtaking under the yellows, but I think she was just before the yellow flag, and so Hobson waves to that man he was bumping off, and now we're coming into the final laps now, and I'm racing the two people that I've effectively been racing for the entire race, so it's going to be interesting in these final few laps as we come on to the start-finish straight now. Is it the final lap board? No, not quite yet. And so through the first sequence, not a lot going on here, but it looks like blue and white just ran a little bit wide there, so I'm now relying on Hobson to do one of his do or die moves, but we can't because there's a yellow flag, and I'm pointing again. Realistic, like obviously at the time I thought it was an illegal overtake, but looking back now, she was very much on the wire. So now we're just making our way through back markers now, and we've all successfully managed to do that. There's a man who's had a spin there, the yellow flag's one outside, okay, and now Hobson's going to dive down the inside into the first of the reverse Lesmos. That's actually quite a good move, but I couldn't quite see it. I'm imagining he made contact. But that's given me a great opportunity to overtake blue and white, and I have done so accordingly. Just coming out of the second reverse Lesmo as we head now into the boot section. Is there going to be anything for me here coming into the final bit? No, because he's got quite a bit of room, but he has, I think, got a bit of oversteer or understeer, one of the two, and now the final lap board is out as we come into the first corner. Coming into the second corner, Hobson has run wide again, and that has allowed me to sail through, and I throw him a shaka. You can't quite see it on the camera, but I do love throwing a shaka at people who I overtake. And speaking of people being overtaken, now it's my turn to be overtaken as blue and white makes their way through into Christmas, and now I'm going to try some decent lines coming through the fast twisty bit, and I do make another move, and once again it's another argy-bargy move from myself, and that allows Hobson to get through, and that's really annoying. I know he was a lap down, but oh well. I know he was a lap down, but I just wanted to finish in front of him. And that last move on blue and white did result in, I think, a 10-second penalty for me, so I ended up in a lowly 15th, so I had a crap day, really, in the rookies. But I think I know the exact reason for this. I decided to wear my grey shirt instead of my white shirt, which is what I always wear, and a different pair of socks. So I think that's the reason why I had a bad day, and for the mains I wore the white shirt and the correct socks, and that day went quite well. And then obviously we've got the Drivers' Champ tomorrow. We've got the Drivers' Champs is the next video, or tomorrow if we're in real time, and that video should be coming out anytime soon. But for the rookies in general, obviously it's a bit chaotic. The standards aren't as good as the mains, and that results in a lot more crashing, a lot more black flags, a lot more irritation. But overall, certainly for people like me, if you join it and you get it hooked up perfectly, it is really good fun, and I thoroughly recommend it to anyone if they are able to do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and the Drivers' Champ video will be out soon, so we will see you in the next one.